Thank you for the opportunity. All of you have taken time out from your busy schedule, and I know you are sitting here to listen to what I'm delivering today. I hope I'll be able to make it as interesting to everyone, the same kind of interest I had about 22 years ago when I did my first mind map. So mind mapping for the entrepreneur. See, the entrepreneurship is a community where, in most of the cases, we see entrepreneurs with a four-wheel drive attitude, fire in the belly. You take, for instance, 100 of them, maybe 90 of them have made it to the top slot the hard way. Usually, this image represents the dream of an entrepreneur with an idea and a ladder looking up for a wall to climb up. So all of us have the desire, have the intention, but sometimes we are unable to reach that level. Yes. As I begin today's session, I would request all of you to come out of whatever you are and be in a learner's position and try not to be judgmental. So here we go. If you would like to come up with innovative ideas, creative solutions, if you would like to memorize informations and recall it quickly, if you would like to set goals and achieve them, which most of us are doing on a daily basis, but a little bit faster. And for some people at middle of their career or their journey, they suddenly realize that this is not something which I should be doing. So this would also help in deciding your course halfway. And if you would like to run efficient meetings, mind map is the way. And to deliver stunning presentations, mind map is the way. And most of us have a big issue finding time with the family. Yes, mind map can show the way. And definitely, if we are able to practice it, we become our own version 2. So if so, then we have a solution in the form of mind maps. And mind maps are unique thinking tool, which brings back our original natural thinking ability. So what has happened to all of us when we are born, we are radiant people. In the moment we start learning from school, LKG, UKG, we start learning from left to right. We write from left to right. And then what happens? We become linear. Because the input is linear, then the thought process becomes linear. Mind map helps us to gain back what we have lost. All of us know these two people, geniuses of our times. One is Leonardo da Vinci, and the other is, of course, all of you know. So probably Da Vinci is the person who could be termed as the most creative, most innovative, most intelligent person who ever lived on earth. Do you know what made him or how he excelled in all areas of his life, he practiced mind mapping. You look at his notes, it's all representation, it represented in pictures, images, colors. Same, and this picture, millions of stories have been written all over the world. And the smile, nobody was able to replicate so far. And the smile and the look speaks volumes. Every time you see this picture, you have a different story to tell. And the creation of a genius. So this little formula, E is equal to mc square, sparked the quest for nuclear energy. So what is a mind map? Mind map, we can call it as a Swiss Army knife for the brain. So it is a whole brain alternative for linear thinking. As I mentioned earlier, our thought process is linear. If we can regain our original thinking process, definitely with the worldly experience, with the knowledge we have acquired so far, if we are able to put it into the radiant pattern, then sky is the limit. So the easiest way to explain what mind map is, you can imagine a city center. Just imagine a city center where you see highways coming from all sides to the city center. And the highways carry traffic from small roads, by lanes, and it reaches the city center. And same thing from the city center, it goes out to different highways. So the feeder roads mind map can be considered as a city center from where the feeder lines goes throughout the state or throughout the country. So mind maps will give you an overview of the subject area. It helps in solving problems. It definitely helps in instant recall. And in case if you have a mental clutter, it helps in decluttering it. It helps in solving problems. In all areas of life, mind mapping can be applied. So we have seen two geniuses earlier. Now, I'm just listing out few of them. Of course, Da Vinci you have seen, Michelangelo, Charles Darwin, Einstein you have seen, Churchill, and Pablo Picasso. So those who can practice at any age can unleash their creativity and add their name below Pablo Picasso or Winston Churchill, and so on. So what is the immediate possibility? Immediate possibility for somebody who starts mind mapping can help them learn, can help them organize, and also help them store the information. The other possibility is the mind maps can hook you to the information which you already have, which is not possible in a linear note-taking process. Mind mapping connects to the branch which is already present. I will come to the basic or the fundamentals of how you should be mind mapping, how one should mind map. So I hope all of you have the basic tools for mind mapping with you. A couple of color pencils and pen. So Suresh, I hope everyone has got this color pencil and pen or paper. Paper you have?
Yeah, in fact, we have informed everyone.
Okay. I hope everybody has it. If you don't have it, just grab a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. So it's time for some activity. Let us do some activity. We are managing directors, we are chairmen, we are executive directors, we are all that. But for the next few minutes, let us all be sitting in a class. Let us not be judgmental. So there are 7 steps of mind mapping. We have to put the idea in the middle. So let us take one idea. Imagine that you are going for a trip, you are going for a tour, a holiday. So holiday can be the central idea. So when we go for a holiday, we have to plan. So let holiday be the central idea. We can use images and pictures. We can use colors. We can connect branches, and the branches can be curved. We should use only one keyword on a branch, and the keyword will have to be printed. Printed, by printing, I mean we should use capital letters on the branch, and we can be generous with the images. So this is exercise 1. So I've put it blue color or turquoise color, because for me holiday means I always see a sea, an ocean, a lagoon. And for those who couldn't grab what I said, you could consider this image on the right hand side as a beginner's mind map, where you put your holiday in the center. For going for a holiday, you have to book your tickets. So that blue color is a branch on which you say booking. And from booking, you can take a branch out, like the branch of a tree. On top of that, you can write, where to book, through which channel to book, your flight tickets, your hotel accommodation, and then so on. And then even for a holiday, when you say, it can be different types of a holiday. Holiday can be a spiritual holiday. Holiday can be an adventure. Holiday can be for kayaking. It could be a biking holiday. So when you put it on a paper, on a mind map, when you branch it out, because you say, okay, you're going to Leh for a biking holiday. Then biking comes, then you have to connect, okay, which agency to contact. Then then you do your Google review, which agency, and then you You select the agency with the highest ranking, and then again you branch out, how many days, what all things to carry, your clothes. So in a matter of, say, about 10 minutes, the entire holiday plan is on paper. And the beauty is, unlike the linear note, we start interacting with the colored image, and image talks back to you, and we start interacting, and we start improving it. So this is the expanded version of holiday. In that, it is everything is expanded. So the booking, okay, which agent, then like that, it branches out to the minute details, the car hire, the flight tickets, the hotel, pickup, drop, everything. So millions of people are using mind maps to their benefits around the world, almost on a daily basis. It is useful to become better planners, and also you can do bigger things. Now, one major event which has happened during our lifetime is the 9/11 mishap. When this happened in the US, the entire power supply had gone. There was no water, there was no power. And one company which was responsible for the supply or restoration of electricity and the essential supplies was Con Edison. You know what they did? Because for us, basic, now for everyone living on this planet, or so we call the cultured society or the advanced society who lives in metros or in townships, like oxygen, we need electricity. If without electricity, we can't think of life. Without electricity, we won't be speaking, we won't be talking. So imagine a situation in US when there was no power. What would be the situation? Con Edison is a company where they practice mind maps. So immediately they pulled together everyone, and whatever space was available, they were able to fish out some pencils, and they were able to put some paper on the table, and they started mind mapping. So they were able to prioritize, they were able to sequence, and they were able to assess the impacts in different areas. And the most important thing, they were able to collaborate the mind map, because an organization where the entire organization thought process is evolving around mind maps means the idea, the brainstorming, the collaborative idea, exchange of ideas is phenomenal. And this company was able to do and execute meticulously to the satisfaction of all by using mind maps. So that is the power of mind maps. It's a basic tool, but the power of mind map is phenomenal. Now, a little more about our brain. So it is the central CPU, central processing unit of our all functions, our eating, our sleeping, keeping our body temperature, adjusting, and then keeping it in a way wherever we are. And even civilization, combined consciousness of a society, yes, it's all because of the alignment of the brain. Music, arts, thoughts, emotions, everything. But one thing, all of us are either left brain dominated or right brain dominated. And we have chartered accountants in this group who fancy numbers. The moment they see numbers, they are so happy. And we have creative people. They dream, they imagine, but they are not so good at numbers. So they are little averse to numbers. So these two parts, always travel in a parallel line. Mind map is a tool which can connect both. So when you connect both creativity, logic, and all these together, and you are able to deliver phenomenal result. So as I told, the left brain, fond of numbers, the right, yes, creativity. How do you learn driving? For that matter, any skill. There are, when we learn, there are 4 stages of learning. Okay. The first stage, imagine dad driving a car and the little one, the boy sitting next to him. The boy says, faster, 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 and the dad knows the consequences of going faster on a 50-kilometer speed limit. He doesn't go beyond that. But the child says, go faster. Why is he saying that? Because he doesn't know that he don't know. That is unconscious incompetence. Child doesn't know that he doesn't know. First stage. Then same child grown up, maybe he's in 7th standard or 6th standard, is sitting next to him. Dad is driving. He's looking at him. He's holding the steering wheel. He has got the brakes. He has got the accelerator. And he's driving. He's putting the indicator. He's very... And the child knows that it has got a steering wheel for, going straight or taking directions. And the indicator for turning. The brake for braking. He knows all that. That is conscious incompetence. He is conscious about his incompetency. Third stage is conscious competence. He has grown up. Okay. He knows. He knows. He knows, and he has started driving. He is learning driving. So he knows all these are there, and the process happens. It is happening so rapidly in his mind. He thinks of when to use the brake, when to use the indicator, so that is why we see these driving schools, the people who are driving and learning, just learners, they are very close to the steering wheel, are almost breaking away the windscreen, looking at the road. They're very conscious. That is conscious competence. And then the 4th stage, unconscious competence. We are not conscious about it. It is running in the back of our mind, and we drive, we pick up the phone, we talk, we wave at somebody, and then we drive. So that is the 4th stage. So talking about mind maps, we have to pass through all these stages before we can say that, automatically mind map comes and we start doing it. So for everyone to unleash the potential of mind mapping, we have to start and then practice. So keep on practicing, and you will reach a stage where none of your notes will be linear. You just, wherever, if you don't have a book, at the back of a ticket or a back of a receipt or whatever it is, a bill, you just start your mind map. You take notes. So that will unlock the full potential of your creativity. So let us do an exercise. Imagine a bee. The last exercise, I know you must have taken, you must have drawn something, but you can always expand it later. But this exercise, I want all of you to try. Putting the bee in the center, try and figure out what all things a bee can do. please do a mind map on this bee. Sureshji, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. So let me know when it is done. So B is in the center. Your branch, one can be, B helps in pollination. B helps in, it gives you what? Something we all know. Honey. And then when you branch out, you can think of, how honey is coming in, how honey happens. Like that, you can branch out. Just giving you ideas.
Honey can be processed in the mouth and can be stored. So many things it's doing.
So if you have done a little bit, then shall we come back?
Yes. Yeah.
So we, with this tiny little brain, they are master architects. And they, like the human beings, they take care of the younger ones. They are able to communicate. They are able to count. And they do a wonderful kind of dance. You know what kind of dance? We all know Kathakali. When somebody who appreciates Kathakali is able to understand all the mudra. Like Kathakali, when a bee goes out and finds some treasure which is useful for the community, the bee comes back to the community and bee does a kind of dance. That dance, from the dance, the community, all of them, all others will know what is there, what is okay, what he is telling, and they are able to go back, trace the route, and go for the treasure. And they eat, they fight, they fly, they listen. They also live in a very, very organized manner. And they also do HVAC, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning for their hives. When it is too hot, what they do is they couple of them pool together, they come near the hive and they use their wings as fan to cool down. Okay. And they also think. So this is a wonderful trait of this little bee, which also makes honey. So this is a mind map of bee, what a bee can do. Okay. And the bottom you see bee, thinking bee. And also a branch goes out. It shows about counting bee. And the red one you can see at the left bottom above the thing. It controls temperature. How does it do? By using its wings. It can hear. It fights. And it can learn, it can remember. So that is how, this is just a representation, this just to show that how a mind map can be built up, how a mind map can be used. Now, our today's session is about how mind map can help the entrepreneur. Yes, entrepreneurship is not for everyone, but definitely for those people who have hit the road, they have the four-wheel drive attitude. You put them anywhere, they just go. And for them, combining their left brain and right brain, and then utilizing it to the maximum potential by use of mind map can be phenomenal. Again, when we have a problem, put the problem on the paper, then mind map it, mind map out of the problem. It's possible. Multiple solutions come when you write down. Whereas when you write down in a linear manner, these kind of solutions, they're very difficult to come. We talk about the SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, threat, and all. But that can be done beautifully using a mind map. Yes, stress. Mind map is a stress buster. We can come out of any kind of stress using mind maps. So we are nearing the end of the session. You can have questions. I am ready to take questions. As I told you earlier, when an organization has got a culture of mind map, when the key personals in the organization are using mind maps, it can be used for brainstorming. You put your ideas and your thoughts on a mind map where others will come and hook onto the idea and they build up and they branch out and they give you their perspective, and then you collaborate, then you interact, and finally you have a wonderful solution. It's all about alignment. You know, you see this sports car, the wheels, if you drive this car with the wheels like that, are we going to reach anywhere? No. Alignment is important. So mind maps helps in aligning the thought process of the entire organization. Mind maps helps in aligning everyone like a properly aligned vehicle, which can do a proper track run, a properly aligned thought process using mind maps can excel any organization. So this is one mind map which I have done about, it is in October, I believe, which I have done. This is a 3-hour session on marketing, starting at 7, 8, 9, 10, 10:30 or so. So 3.5 hours in 2 pages. If I was to write a linear note in this session, it would have been at least 25 pages, so 20, 25 pages. And I'm sure I will never open it and read this 25 pages again. But in this case, I can open it, I can just skim through and grab the essence in 3 to 5 minutes maximum. And if I want, I can expand the whole thing to 35 or 40 or 50 pages, because key words, images, and colors used represent thoughts and ideas which can be expanded later. That is the beauty of mind maps. Thank you very much. I hope I was able to reach up to your expectations. Now I'm ready for questions.
Thank you, Dr. Jeevan. It was quite an interesting session. I never thought it's so colorful. Okay, but you have made it very colorful and thoughtful. I never thought that, this mind mapping could make things easier, but you have made it very light and very enjoyable session. I really liked it. I hope that, I may be able to follow the pattern which you have made. I'll start doing. Thank you very much. But
Thank you.
I just wanted to know, how often do you do this mind mapping on a day-to-day basis? You expand on this, or how is it?
So mind mapping every note, my diary, the diary I use on a daily basis, it is every day my map is there. I take notes in that. When I talk to somebody, I take notes. I mind map it, mind map it. So I do it on a daily basis.
Okay, and then you go back to the same mapping to expand it on the subsequent days.
Yes, I can. When I look at it, if required to make another note, otherwise it can stay there, and I can just look at it and then grasp the essence of it.
Mhm. Okay. No, what I meant was, you extend the thoughts further. No, sometimes today's situation is different. Tomorrow it could be different. So you start using another mapping, or you go back to the old one.
Absolutely, I go back to that. No, I have a master mind map book here. So the key concept ideas which comes, I enter it into that master mind map book, which is almost a 15-year-old book.
Oh.
That branches, so 5 years ago, something which was relevant or something which you thought that best, 5 years after that, it may not be that relevant, or it may have a different meaning. So I go back and I put it there.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, we have certain questions
Please.
and the chat box it is there. Two exercises, that is holiday and B to me to stage of my college days. Very
To
interesting.
exercise, that is holiday, and B to me to
Yeah.
stage of college days. Very interesting. Okay.
This
Thanks
is
for
Ed Kumar. Alban Kumar. Okay.
Yeah. It's not questions, but opinions.
Yeah. It's okay. It's a opinion. Thanks for your very good and. Do you have any questions? You may able to put it on the chat box, or you can ask directly to the speaker.
Think, for every, we should be, that is why I said, we should be in the learner's mode.
Yeah.
The most senior person was in the learner's mode, so he asked questions. Thank you, Davison. Now,
it's actually very useful. Actually, you have taught us to confine to what we have in mind. Drawing and see by see explaining the branches, because that we can confine to see one very little drawing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, there is a question from Mr. Jayakrishnan. Did you suggest any mind mapping? Yeah, of course, there are plenty of apps for mind mapping. But what I would suggest you to start with is simple pen and paper. Start on that. Use your hand, because that is the best. And then after you master it, then you can do mind mapping. Then you can do mind mapping on OneNote. You can download OneNote. It's a fantastic tool. OneNote is a beautiful tool. On OneNote, you can mind map. You can carry your your tab. On the tab, you can mind map. Using OneNote, and it can be saved onto the cloud. So wherever you are, you can go back and then you can draw. You don't have to carry any diary with you. So those are things which are possible, which should be done. But to start with, I would say, start with a simple paper and pen.
Okay, there is another question from Mr. Chandrasekhar Nene. Can we have some templates for mind maps?
Templates. Yeah, template is what I said. Just put it in the center, and then you draw a branch, and use keywords. Another advantage of using keywords is our vocabulary increases. Every time we use a keyword, we look for, and then when we read, immediately, when we come across a new word, you immediately notice it and you make a note of it. And next time when you do a mind map, this automatically comes on your branch. So vocabulary increases. That's one beauty of it.
Another question from Mr. Alban Kumar. Sir, if multiple people in a group start mind mapping instead of by the group leaders alone, will it be a conflict of ideas and put the planning in a negative note?
No, the mind map all of us are doing are individual mind maps. Those are our personal views. It's not a part of the group in this. But again, when we do a brainstorming session, which is good, if somebody is opposing to an idea, there should be a reason for it. Definitely that reason will come on the paper. Then you have to substantiate why I don't agree with that. And if it is a valid reason, others will accept it. If it is not a valid reason, then other people will have a counter argument. That is how we come with the best solution. It is always good.
Dr. Jeevan, thank you so much. It was a learning process for me. I don't have a question, but I have a remark about it. I used to, now that when I listen to your talk, I understand I used to make mind mapping without knowing that I'm doing that. Every action or every event I take, I used to have some sort of a note of how to prepare for it, how to implement it, some sort of a rough sketch. And I do this pattern mapping. Now, with your class, I understand that I can refine it and make it more effective and useful. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. Any more questions?